Is too much kindness making you feel exhausted, undervalued, or exploited? This isn't just a contemporary problem, it's a common argument. Centuries ago, the Stoics warned us about the dangers of loving too much without limits. Too much kindness doesn't equal virtue. It leaves you vulnerable. Here's what we'll explore: the untold dangers of being too kind, Stoic teachings on boundaries and kindness, how to use Stoic principles to defend yourself while maintaining your moral character. If you stick with me until the end, you'll have a new understanding of boundaries, kindness, and your own strength. We've all experienced the feeling of trying to please everyone and say yes to their requests, only to end up feeling exhausted. However, what if I told you that too much kindness can be harmful? A powerful insight on this topic is provided by Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy that promoted virtue, intelligence, and self-control. The Stoics emphasized self-respect and balance, but they didn't teach that kindness was bad. In fact, they promoted it. The Stoics understood that unbridled kindness was a weakness rather than a virtue. Let's examine why too much kindness can backfire and how the Stoics recommend avoiding these pitfalls. The dangers of being too nice. 1. People take advantage of your kindness. One of the biggest dangers of being overly nice is that people may start taking advantage of you. If you never say no, you give others the impression that your time and energy are unlimited, and before you know it, you're doing favors for everyone, and no one even acknowledges your effort. The Stoics understood this. If you give too much of yourself, you end up with nothing left for yourself. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "He who is everywhere is nowhere." This means that when you become overcommitted, you lose your sense of self and personal direction. 2. You lose your own identity. The second problem is that when you're always focused on meeting the needs of others, you forget your own needs. Your sense of self-worth becomes tied to what others think of you. Imagine this. You're always trying to be the perfect friend, colleague, or family member, but at the expense of your own well-being and goals. Over time, you start feeling like you don't even know who you are anymore. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor, said, "Do not waste what remains of your life in speculation about others." By constantly worrying about how others perceive you, you lose sight of your own path. 3. It leads to resentment and burnout. When you are always so nice, constantly saying yes to others, and always putting their needs before your own, over time something dangerous happens. You start to feel resentful and burned out. Resentment, feeling taken advantage of and unappreciated. At first, you may feel good about helping others, but after a while you may feel ungrateful when you realize that people only come to you when they need something. You give kindness, but they don't return the favor. You help, but they don't acknowledge your efforts. You support them, but when you need support, no one is there. This creates resentment, a silent frustration that builds up inside you. You may start to feel angry, bitter, or even abused, feeling mentally and emotionally exhausted. When you're always helping others but never helping yourself, you end up physically, mentally, and emotionally exhausted. If you're feeling exhausted, it's a sign that you're not putting yourself first. The Stoics teach us that self-care isn't selfish, it's essential to a balanced life. Remember, true kindness comes from strength, not from sacrificing yourself for others. How Stoicism can help you be kind without being taken advantage of. What can we learn from Stoicism about striking a balance between self-respect and kindness? The Stoics have important things to teach us about establishing limits and being kind. Here are some of them. First, set boundaries and learn to say no. First of all, Stoicism teaches us the importance of setting boundaries. You need to learn to say no and not feel guilty about it. Being good does not mean saying yes to everything. It is not what happens to you that matters, but how you react to it, says Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher. By saying no when necessary, you take control of your actions and you will not be pressured. Second, practice self-respect. The Stoics emphasize that self-respect is the foundation for all relationships. If you don't respect yourself enough to protect your time and energy, others won't respect you either. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Respect yourself and others will respect you." You need to put yourself first, not in a selfish way, but in a way that ensures you can continue being kind without compromising your well-being. Third, be kind wisely and without expectation. Many people believe that being kind means being endlessly generous and always available to others. But the Stoics taught that true kindness should be balanced, not a way of seeking approval or feeling needed. 1. Forgive because it's right, not to get something in return. One of the biggest mistakes people make when being good is expecting something in return, whether it's gratitude, love, or kindness. If you help someone just because you want them to like you, if you always say yes because you're afraid of rejection, if you expect others to treat you the way you treat them, you'll end up disappointed. 2. Choose who and when. Stoicism teaches that not everyone deserves unlimited kindness. Too much generosity to the wrong people can lead to abuse. Help those who truly need it and appreciate it. Learn to recognize when people are taking advantage of you. Protect your time and energy. If no one is grateful for your kindness has been misplaced, said Epictetus. So instead of loving everyone, choose to help wisely, to those who value your help and don't see it as a right. 3. Set limits and protect yourself. Even when giving, the Stoics emphasized self-respect and moderation. You can be kind, but you don't have to sacrifice yourself in the process. If you feel like you're getting tired of always giving, back off. If someone keeps taking without giving back, set a limit. If you feel resentful, stop and reevaluate. Give without expectation, but give not more than you can bear to lose, said Marcus Aurelius. This means that while generosity is a virtue, you should never give so much that it drains you. The final word, being too nice, without boundaries, without self-respect, and without discernment, doesn't make you a better person. Instead, it leaves you feeling exhausted, unappreciated, and even resentful. The truth is, not everyone deserves your kindness, and not every request requires a yes. Imagine this. What if you started saying no to things that didn't help you? What if you only said yes to people who truly valued your time? What if you treated your own needs with the same importance that you treat others? Would you be seen as unkind? Maybe. But would you be stronger, happier, and more respected? Absolutely. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, stop wasting your time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Being good doesn't mean turning someone on. Being kind doesn't mean being weak. True kindness comes from strength, wisdom, and self-respect. So ask yourself today, am I kind because I choose to be? Or because I'm afraid to disappoint others? Because the moment you start being kind with intention, not obligation, is the moment you truly take control of your life. Thank you for watching this video. Please share your thoughts and suggestions for improving your channel. Be kind, not out of duty, but with wisdom and balance. See you later.